Hello, everyone. I love these microphones because I can just pretend I'm like a singer or something, but I can't sing. So, first of all, I want to thank everyone. Thank you for your support this year and all the other years. We've got clients here from a long time ago. Anyways, it's 30th year in the business. So that means I'm really old. Well, not that old, but getting there. It's been an interesting year. It's been a really good year for our team. We've got a very strong team, and we've been enjoying selling real estate. And it's been a challenge. I'm not going to say it hasn't been. I was like this time last year. I was saying, we're sending the newsletter out, but I was saying that 2025 was going to be different. I was saying that wait till 2025 and the market's going to be up. And interest rates are going to be below 2%. Well, interest rates have gone down a little bit, but they're not below 2%. And the market is definitely not up. So everybody was asking me when I saw them, are you going to say anything about what's going to happen with the market? And I'm like, well, if I say anything, then do the opposite. But what is happening right now is we are seeing less supply hit the market, and we are starting to see some more sales. We're seeing the market sort of firm up a little bit, and I kind of see it as like if I'm a doctor and I'm out in the fields rescuing people in the trenches, and the market's sort of already bled out, and now it's on recovery mode. So we're going into the fall. What's going on there? We're going into the fall, and I'm going to see some slight improvements. We'll see some slight improvements going into the fall. But we're not going to see any huge difference. Now, where we are going to see a bit of a difference is when we get into 2026. And what's happened is now we've got the 35% tariffs. Okay, so it can't really get any worse than that. We thought it would be better than that, but things are actually not so bad. We're still here. The world hasn't ended, and people are still buying real estate. How about that? People are always buying real estate. 2026 we're gonna probably see a 7% increase in sales. Now, how about prices? When are we gonna see prices go up? Well, we'll probably see sometime in around March, we're gonna start seeing some more multiple offers. And by the way, we are seeing multiple offers right now. We're not seeing a lot of them, but we are starting to see some multiple offers. When I first got into the market, I was at Royal LePage on 4th Avenue, and it was in 1995, and there was a seasoned realtor there, and I didn't know the market was bad, but everybody kept complaining how bad the market was. And I said, well, how do you know when the market gets good? He's like, well, all those listings that didn't sell start to sell. I'm like, okay. Because in 1995, it wasn't uncommon to have a listing for 3-4 months. And it wasn't uncommon to do an open house and no one would show up. And for me, it was a good thing because I was a young guy at the time. I went out and, Sunday, no one would show up. I would have a little snooze on the couch. I don't do that anymore. And for all the team members, they don't do that either. Things you learn throughout your career. And you're going to start seeing the market pick up, and then you start seeing multiple offers. So the first sign of a market picking up is seeing all that old inventory get sold. And then the second sign you see is multiple offers. Now, what are the things that we need to look for that's going to improve the market? And in my newsletter, there's 4 things. So let's see if I can remember them. Oh, where's the graph? Are we supposed to have a graph? Don't worry about it. Anyways. Oh yeah, this is a great graph. And this is for all of Canada. So what's interesting here on this graph is this is during COVID. And so we had an unbelievable real estate market then. And this yellow line here, well, this is just sort of our traditional market, right? And so we're still below what a traditional market is. But you know, everybody is comparing our market right now to these years here. Well, it was just crazy. But if you look at over here, we're really not that far off. In fact, in some ways, we're probably going to be a little ahead of 2019. So mid 2026, that's the forecast. We're going to see the market slightly increase. Do you think, like, what are prices going to do? Well, it depends on the area. You know, some areas we're going to see maybe a 10% increase. Some areas we're going to see a 2% increase. So it really depends on areas. We're seeing more people moving outside of out of downtown. Mount Pleasant has been very popular. Commercial Drive area has been really popular. Main Street area has been popular. Canby Street's been very popular. We're seeing, you know, I saw some $4 million house sales in the Canby area on 33-foot lots, and they weren't brand new houses. So, and those $4 million sales, also Main Street's had some $4 million sales, and they weren't brand new houses, nice houses, but those are selling at the same price or more than Point Grey. So we're seeing a shift in the market. So as far as buying, when's a good time to buy? Well, between now and the next 6 months is going to be a great time to buy. Selling, well, if you've owned your place for a long time and you want to get on with life, it's a great time to sell right now. If you are wanting to wait to the best time to sell, well, it's going to probably be in a couple of years from now. And so that brings, and in order for the market to get stronger, we need to see more people moving into Vancouver, so we need to see immigration. They got to get rid of the the ban on foreign buyers, and they're starting to do that. There's stuff in the news saying they're letting foreign buyers invest now. The government's got to get out of trying to regulate things. You know, they're trying to tell developers, well, if you're going to build this rental building, 20% of it has to be below market rent. Well, that doesn't work. No one's going to build. And we're seeing that right now in the Broadway plan. The other thing we need to see is we need to see interest rates go down a bit. And we need to see it sort of, the bank rate to be below 2%. Right now we're at, what, 2.5? So we've got a little ways to go. And I think we're going to see that hopefully this time next year. And then the most important thing to get the market going is buyer's certainty. So the buyers need to feel good about buying. And it's funny because buyers are like a school of fish. They all swim together and they all turn together. And that's why you see the multiple offers. So if you're wanting to hold real estate, there's some great ways to save money in taxes. And I'm going to introduce my partner, Martine Perron, and she's going to talk about cash damming. So here you go.
Well, I'm actually thinking of changing it a little bit, because I think it's Friday, cash damming is like,
Oh, do you not want something?
no, I